everyone. Welcome to the Holistic Transformation Podcast, where ancient wisdom meets modern soul evolution. I'm your host, Dr. Beverly. I'm the founder of the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy and the Dancing Bear Healing Center. So today we're preparing for one of the most powerful energetic gateways of the year, the summer solstice. And since I usually fuddle around trying to figure out how to do a screen share, I just started it early. So you have something else to look at. So we'll move on from that. So this week, as the sun reaches its peak, so the solstice is when the sun has been getting brighter and brighter and brighter since the winter solstice in December. And we're heading into the longest days of the year. And then the days start to get shorter as we head towards the end of summer and fall, and then eventually to winter. So this is in the northern hemisphere, of course. It's different in the southern hemisphere. So we stand at a cosmic pause. So it's like the sun stands still, it pauses. It's a still point where the Christ light, as the solar logos is the Christ light, it radiates at its fullest strength. So it's the strongest during this pause. This is not just about sunlight. It's about soul, S-O-U-L, soul light. And this solstice invites each of us to realign with our divine purpose, embody truth, and become vessels for higher service. Of course, we're all here in service. If you're listening to this podcast, you're one of the awakened ones and one of the soul stars, and you're here to help the rest of humanity align with this energy. But so it's important for us to be aligned as well, as best as we can. So what does solar gateway mean? So the word solstice comes from the Latin word solstitium, S-O-L-S-T-I-T-I-U-M, and it means sun stands still. So from June 20th through the 22nd, the sun appears to pause in the sky, creating an opening in the spiritual field, or a solar gateway. And when that happens, we can get a lot of downloads, and these come from our higher Christ consciousness. And you can ask for them, or some of them you're just going to get whether you ask or not, but you will be more open to it. And so it's something I suggest you consider during meditation, is just ask for these additional Christ consciousness energies and downloads. And the downloads can include DNA repair, DNA upgrades. It can include teachings, information, changing your vibration, and all kinds of things. So this is not symbolic, it's energetic. So it's physical, you will feel it. And if you listen to there's a couple of physicists I like to listen to who talk about what's going on with the sun and EMFs, electromagnetic, not EMS, CM, okay, coronal, anyway, we get these CMSs, I forget what you call it. Anyway, we're being bombarded with these things right now. I should have looked that up ahead of time, sorry. But anyway, what this can do for you is illuminate truth. So there's a lot of people saying this or that. I don't know. I go on Nextdoor. I don't do much social media, but I do Nextdoor. And I'm in a small town, so these people all know each other, and they're as divided as you can be. And these people say, this is the truth. These people say, this is the truth. And they are as far apart as you can get. And one of the things that this energy does is allow people to see through the lies. And there's probably things that are not quite true on both sides. I'm not going to take sides. And this energy will burn away illusions. So the sun, where it's pausing, it's going to be intense, and that literally that fire burns. And we've got, was it Neptune and Venus and Saturn in Aries, a fire sign, the hottest fire sign. It's ruled by Mars, the hottest planet. Mercury might be hotter because it's so much closer to the sun, but it doesn't have the intensity that Mars has. So it also reveals your next soul aligned step. So what are you supposed to do next? And I know it's one of the things that I've been grappling with for several months now. What is my next step? What am I supposed to do next? And I know one of the things I'm supposed to do is move. But what else? So I've been doing lots of readings on myself to determine that. So what are your next steps? What do you need to do? Do you need to move? Do you need to start teaching? If you're not, do you need to start doing healing work? If you're not, is there something else you need to do along the way? And you can ask during this time and get clarification on that. This energy will also activate your solar body, SOLAR. So the sun is within you. It's your energy. Remember that the sun is heat or fire, and that's energy. The earth is substance. So like the heart itself is yin, which would be like the earth, and the pumping of the heart would be like the sun. That's the function, that's the energy. So that's how it works together. And so this is your light body potential, and it's grounded in Christ's resonance. So it's the frequency of the Christ logos is coming into us to give us that same frequency. So Christ is not the only physical manifestation. He did manifest as Jesus, but he's also the logos of the sun. So the spiritual governor of this solar system is this Christos or Christ logos. So ancient mystics, early Christians, and even church fathers like Origen and Clement of Alexandria spoke of Christ as the divine light through whom all life is ordered. So we need to achieve that alignment within ourselves, and that way we come together as a community of like-minded light bodies and similar frequencies. So in this solstice portal, we can communicate directly with the solar logos, not through ritual or dogma, but through the inner temple of the heart. Now, I would say that you can do that anytime. Okay, that's any time of the year you can do that. But at this time of year, there's like an open channel. And so if you sometimes have trouble hearing or getting information, it should come through very clear during this time. So these will be energy shifts and sensory changes all this week. So as we approach the solstice, here's some things that you might experience. One is the increased solar radiation, both physical and etheric, and it will be activating your crown chakra, your heart chakra, and the solar plexus. Keep in mind, if you're taking on for success, you already know this, the heart chakra rules the lungs. It is the air element. The solar plexus, which is a fire element, rules the physical heart. So the heart, our physical heart, is a fire element, and it's ruled by the third chakra. So both the third and the fourth chakra, as well as your crown chakra, are being activated. And I like to tell people, think of the crown chakra as a Wi-Fi connection. So you're like an organic computer, and this is your Wi-Fi connection to source, to the logos, to the Christos, whatever you happen to believe in. And the heart, combined with the solar plexus, this is your CPU of the computer in the physical world. Okay. So here are some things you might experience. You might start having vivid dreams if you don't already. I know lately my vivid dreams are on steroids. You may have sleep disruptions. Um, Actually, I've been sleeping much deeper, which sometimes happens when you have vivid dreams. So you may find yourself sleeping a little bit deeper and having those vivid dreams. So I find it helpful to keep a dream journal. So keep a journal by your bed. And I learned how to just write in the dark so I didn't have to turn the light on. I'd get up, I'd already have it open to the right page with a pencil or pen sitting there, and I would just write. And yeah, I know you don't write really well when you can't see, but I use unlined, the paper in my journals are unlined. So whatever you write is fine. You may experience waves of heat or cold. You may be cold when you should be warm, and you may be warm when you should be cold, and vice versa. I think that was the same thing twice. Oh, well. And I know that's been happening to me. It's like, why am I suddenly hot when I shouldn't be? And why am I suddenly cold? So it's changes in your frequencies. Your frequency, your vibration goes up. It's creating more energy. So you may suddenly feel much warmer, even though you should feel cold. You may also experience emotional purging. And some of the things that might purge are things like grief. Now, I went through a year of purging grief. So that's not what I'm going through now. What I'm going through is clearing up of confusion. I've just gone through a lot of confusion trying to figure out what is my next step. So you may be doing both. You may be still purging some grief, or you may have already dealt with that. And now you're working on what are my next steps? Where am I going next? Do I need to move? Do I need to change jobs? Do I need to change careers? Do I need to do volunteer work? I mean, whatever it is that you need to do that are your next steps. And then you may experience physical fatigue or dizziness. This happens, especially the dizziness, if you are ungrounded. But you can be grounded and still be suddenly fatigued because of all the coronal coronal ejections, I'll get it. Say coronal ejection something. Anyway, you probably already know what I'm talking about. It's the energy the sun, solar flares. Some people call them solar flares. Whatever those are. CME. Coronal mass ejection. I know I'd get it eventually. Okay, let's talk about DNA level shifts. They're also possible as these frequencies can stimulate deeper cellular awarenesses. So this is why rest, hydration, getting plenty of sunlight early in the morning help integrate these changes and these frequencies. You may need to take naps in the afternoon because I've had to take naps every day for the last few months. And I asked, why? Why do we need all these naps? And I was told because you need to be in a restful state for the DNA to be changed in the body. Because if you're running around doing things using your mind, the body doesn't have the energy to integrate the changes. So you need to stop and rest. So take a time out during the day if you need to. If you feel fatigued, do a quick meditation until it goes away, whatever you need to do to get through your day. So what are some of the health themes for this new solar body integration? So one of the things we talked about was your heart, where your physical heart is your cardiovascular system. So it could be activated. You may experience palpitations or pulsing sensations. Of course, if you have any heart issues, check the doctor as appropriate. But if you don't have heart issues and you just say, why is my heart pounding? What's going on? It should pass if it doesn't get checked, obviously. But those symptoms could happen because we're talking about an influx of fire energy and lots of it. Another area where you may feel this is in your eyes and in your vision. You may become more sensitive to light, and you may have new vision, so your third eye could open up. Or you could just have some blurry vision. I know I've had several times where I had to go, whoa, what's going on? Blink a few times, then I can see again. It's just kind of been going off and on for about a week now. I've even had to wear, normally when I'm working on the computer, these glasses are for driving, but they kind of fade into my face and not so obvious, but my computer glasses are these big brown things. So I tend not to wear those when I'm doing a podcast. But when I wear those, I can see the screen. When I wear these, I actually can't see the screen very well. Half blind. Probably why I have so much trouble doing screen share, because I don't have my regular glasses on. So another thing you might notice is your gut or your liver issues. So detoxification of the gut and the liver are very important. Hopefully you did that during the spring. If you didn't, it's never too late to do a detox, especially just before the event happens. And we're going to talk more about detoxing in a minute. But you're not just detoxing toxins that you've ingested through your food or water through the environment, but you could be detoxing old emotions. Remember, your belly brain, your gut, is where the emotions come from. So when your belly brain needs to be detoxed and cleansed, you've got some old, toxic, stuck emotions. That's why being constipated is not very good. I don't drink coffee or eat chocolate very often, but if I do, constipation gone in a second. I can't tolerate caffeine, so all I have to do is have a little bit. That takes care of that. So if you're constipated at all, you need to clean that out because it's storing these pent up emotions that need to be let go. So some other natural things you can do, I said we'd have more. Well, the first one is lemon in your water every morning. It's wonderful for the liver. Even I tell people make cilantro shakes. If you like cilantro, I love cilantro. So you just take the leaves, not the stems, and you blend them with you squeeze a lemon into the water. So you add maybe a cup of water and cilantro leaves and the lemon, and you make a nice little smoothie out of it. If that's too bitter, you can add a few blueberries if you want, but not too much. You don't want a lot of fructose. It's not good for you. Another thing you can do is drink dandelion tea. Dandelion really helps the liver. Of course, you can take dandelion if you want to. You can eat dandelion. I just drink dandelion tea. It's really easy. It's a little bit earthy tasting, but you feel much better, and it's summertime and it cools the body. So if you're hot from the summer, drink some dandelion tea. You can drink it, let it sit out at room temperature till it cools off, and you don't have to drink it hot. The other thing you can do is take magnesium or use any kind of grounding tool. So magnesium, those types of elements, the metal elements, will help you sleep better. And a lot of times people with nerve issues that, like restless leg syndrome, or you've got any kind of nerve issues, frequently it's magnesium deficiency. So I use magnesium oil. You get it on Amazon, you just spray it. It's more like a water, and you rub it into your feet or your leg or whatever you can reach. And this will calm your nerves. It prevents RLS. And it helps you sleep. If you can't walk outside, I have a grounding mat. So when I'm working at my desk, I'm still grounded, even though I'm indoors, but I have vinyl floors in my office, which are not grounding. So I use my grounding mat. Another thing you can do is use holy basil or chamomile. These will ease emotional stress. Chamomile, I love to use as a tea. You can use it. I have a cream. You can get chamomile cream. You can get essential oils. Holy basil, you can get an essential oil. I've never seen holy basil tea, but they might have it. Or you can take them as supplements, depending Make sure they're not contraindicated for any medications you're on. A lot of essential oils and herbs thin the blood, so you need to be careful of that. So how can you prepare spiritually for this energy? Well, one is the sacred pause. So that's when the sun stands still. So on the morning of June 20th, and you can start now, you don't have to wait till the 20th, spend time in silence or in nature, and just receive. So go into a meditation and just listen. Use your ears, because the messages will come in through your crown chakra, but if you're clairaudient, you're going to actually hear the message. If you're clairsentient, you're going to feel the message. And if you're clairvoyant, you may see the message in your third eye, but the message will come through. If you're claircognizant, you'll just know what it is. You can also call on the solar logos to let the sun illuminate your next step. Remember, we were talking about what is your next step? Do you know what it is? I've been searching for mine. I think today I figured it out. I think I know where I'm supposed to move. I did a reading and it came out a yes. Up until now, every place I asked about, I got no's. I couldn't figure out why. And then I figured out, oh, I had a blockage, which I cleared. And then all of a sudden I knew where to move. So let that sun illuminate and show you the way, show you your next step, your path. And as you know, I always promote journaling. So I'll give you some journal prompts that you can use. You can ask, where am I resisting my radiance? Where are you not shining? What is holding you back? Another prompt would be, where am I called to shine? Are you, do you have some self-image issues? Do you have self-confidence issues? Do you have, what do they call it? People get this imposter syndrome. What is it that's a blockage for you not shining the way you should? Because we need everyone to shine right now to help those who are only just waking up. So you can also anoint yourself with oils. As you know, I use a lot of essential oils. I have a class that I teach on essential oils. It's pre-recorded, so you can go out. I only charge for the first class. The rest are free after that, because they're DIY classes. So you take the ones you're interested in. And like I said, they're pre-recorded. So you go to dancingbeareo.com and you can take the essential oil class where I teach you how to blend, how to combine oils with carrier oils, and suggested carrier oils that work with certain oils, especially on the skin. So some oils you can use to anoint are, of course, frankincense. I think I have my frankincense here. I do. You can use frankincense. I love frankincense for enlightenment, for meditation, anything spiritual. You can use gold infused oil. So I know you've heard of colloidal silver, which is silver infused. Well, you can get colloidal gold. I buy it on Amazon. So there's a number of different sources on Amazon that sells it. And so you can get these gold infused oils and you can anoint yourself. Some are to be taken internally. I've tried that. Didn't help, but you can use the oils topically. And you want to bless your solar plexus and your heart. I don't know if you, I'm probably can't see my solar plexus. But you know where it is. You know where your sternum, the breastplate, you go down and you'll feel the xiphoid process. It's a little pointy thing at the bottom. Right underneath that is your solar plexus. A lot of people think it's the belly button. It's not the belly button. That's a different point and very important. We use that in acupuncture for really extreme cases of healing. We use that for people that are unconscious, in a coma. Anytime we need to do serious gut healing, we'll use the navel, but your solar plexus is above that. So how long does this energy last? So it's going to start Well, it's already started. I can feel it now, but definitely by June 19th through the 22nd. That's the most intense time, is the 19th. The 20th is actually the midpoint of it, and then the 21st and 22nd, things tend to last longer than the window that it's in. But the window of integration actually lasts until July the 7th. So you have several weeks. During this time, Sirius is rising in the morning, and there is a buildup of the Cancer new moon, which happens June 24th. So I'd say from now through the 24th of June will be very intense, but it'll carry through July 7th. So you can do your rituals, request your downloads, do your journaling, all of that during this time, and it will still be pretty intense for you. So to wrap this up, this week's solstice is a divine appointment. The logos of the sun is not out there. It is within you. You are part of that, or it is part of you. So it's waiting and wanting to awaken the true light body of Christ consciousness within you. And you might say, well, I've already done that. Well, it may open even further. Everything is like a lotus, and you have multiple petals. And the more you work on these things, the more petals that open. And as each one opens, you notice a shift in your life, especially the heart chakra. I forgot, it's got something like 24 petals. And there's very few people that have them all open. So it's a good time to open some more of those petals. So please align and receive the golden fire of purpose. And now, to wrap it all up, if you would be kind enough to like, subscribe, and share, it really helps the channel grow, and I would very much appreciate it. And if you could leave a comment, share with us, what will you be doing from the solstice? What do you suggest? What recommendations do you have? What challenges do you have? And just share that so that the community can engage with each other. So until next time, remember to be the light you want to see in the world.